like this, people lying on him, people putting false rumors on him, people putting, and that's another thing, not to keep mentioning, but that's another reason why I don't like that boy. You know what I'm saying? Because that boy put false, incriminating statements on people. And that's what happened to me, bro. You know what I'm saying? People lied on me and took my life from me, man. You know what I'm saying? They lied to me and took something from me I could never get back. You know what I'm saying? And that shit, you know, it hit different.
Speaking of that, since you brought it up, I seen it was a story that I seen on Barber Son TV. It was saying something about the night that he was at the club. It was some guys that got arrested for a gun.
Right.
That was pretty much was. Do you take any fault for that, or that was nothing to do with you, or?
Well, first off, I got the videos and it's on YouTube. He kept saying his bouncers was geeking to beat the shit out of me. And I told him, I went live with him and I told him, your bouncer put his motherfucking hands on me, I'm gonna blow his ass up. And do you see that mean I'm gonna stab the shit out of him, right? And now, you know, being in jail all them years, they said that I'm half Mexican. I wear glasses, I'm not about to sit, I can fight, I learned how to fight as a kid, but why would I? You know what I mean? Why would I when I could push this knife?
But was you nervous though, because his security was big?
Nah, his security was off due with police officers. That boy, he sat there on live. See, if y'all listen to that boy live, he explains every move he makes.
So you know for sure they was off-duty police officers?
One of them flashed the badge at me, bro. Listen. He pulled up. When he pulled up, first I thought he was gonna get out the black truck or his green truck. If y'all notice, he said when I pulled up, Syke was standing on the corner. I never even made it to the club yet. I was on the corner. He said when I pulled up, I dropped my window and said, yeah, nigga, you see what I'm driving in? He surprised me. I didn't know what he was driving in. He spun the block, boom, he spun, and he did a donut in the middle of the street, turned and drove down towards File-A, which is beside the club. He jumps out the car in the middle of the street and starts running towards his friend saying, that bitch ass nigga right there, they go right there, they go right there.
Who was doing that?
Ant Glizzy. His men and all that was talking about that night. We on live, I'm on live with KRG Killer.
So he saw you, he spit back?
He saw me first. And when he surprised me, I'm like, oh, get out the car, bitch ass nigga. He does a donut in the middle of the street, mine just police in the street. He does a donut, boom, drives down the street in front of the club. If y'all know about sacks, if I'm on any corner, I am at least a good yard away, 20, 30 feet away from sacks. Either corner. Sacks sits in the middle of a block. So it's impossible for him to say I was even at the club yet. First of all. Second off, Ant Glizzy has off-duty police officers as security detail.
Now, do you frown?
How is it possible, not to cut you off, but how is it possible, right, that an off-duty police officer, which is still a police officer, doesn't consult with his fellow police officers? If they had all kinds of special officers and all that down there. How is it possible for the police ain't able to talk with each other and know what kind of truck Ant Glizzy is pulling up in? When he's pulling up, how he's pulling up. How is it possible? He's with police? That's why when the big white dude spun it, now he jumps out the car. He runs behind his security detail. I get into a Fat Marco, which gives him time to get away. Me and Fat Marco right there having words. Craig grabs me like, come on, Syke. God damn, Syke, man, come on, man, blah, blah, blah. Marco's, you know, Marco's saying what he's saying, taking up for his friend. Ant gets behind his security name, right? So boom, this is how you know. So when he got beside the security, he hurries up and pulls his phone out. The video y'all see is me just literally leaving from arguing with Marco and walking. Now I'm finally walking across the street and walking onto the curb. You see what I'm saying? So boom, as I'm walking onto the curb, he says what he says. He said, "They go big Syke, y'all." Which now all he's doing is alerting all the police and because I had a hood on, I was out there trying to blend in with the bums. But when he pulled his phone out, he didn't do nothing but what? Alert everybody that I'm right there now, that I'm here. He said, "They go big Syke, y'all, they go big Syke," right? So when he pulls his phone out and says that, now his security detail knows what to look for. You see what I'm saying? So now when he talking shit, mind you, I got my mace in my pocket. Matter of fact, I got my mace right here. So I got my mace in my pocket, right? So as I got my mace in my pocket, I already measured the distance. Of how far my mace was gonna shoot. It shoots up to 6 feet.
So was you gonna mace him?
I was gonna mace the shit out of him. The goddamn shit out of him.
And what's the reason to mace him though?
I was gonna fuck his whole birthday up.
I said, but why was you gonna mace him though?
Because guess what? I come from the day and age, right? When I was in jail and I was locked behind them bars, I used to shit a nigga down. You talk shit to me. I make a motherfucking doo-doo shit, make that liquefy some shit, put some fish oil in it with a spoiled milk, and put that motherfucker in a swab bottle and shit you. I knew that I would have problems like getting up on him. I knew Shorty can't fight. I knew he ain't about to let my big ass get close enough to him. So I knew he was gonna try to keep his distance and talk a racket shit, right? So I say I'm a judge. I'm a get to his distance by putting some shit on him, and it's gonna fuck his whole birthday up. I knew it was gonna fuck He wasn't going to that club with this hot sauce on.
So all right, but look,
hot sauce.
All right, so for the reason to spray him with the mace though, is it because of the fuse that's been going back and forth on the?
Yeah. And then I wanted to laugh him out too. You know I'm an old silly motherfucker. But it because he been talking shit. And you know what, Slim? It's so crazy because when I started this, right? They say, Syke, he been doing this for 20 years. While you was locked up, he been doing this. And I told him, I say, I've been being for 30 years. When he was in the Pampers, I was locked up being and laughing and having to, we had to laugh at our pain. We had to make jokes. We had to do all this from stopping us from going crazy. So if he think that he's better at this than me, he's crazy as he looks, right?
So you saying on Big Mouth of the South that you better in bidding than Barber Son?
Ain't no question. That's why I control him. If y'all notice, if I get on live with him, I can make him laugh. I can make him yell. I can make him talk about his mental health. I can make him do unusual shit that he ain't. Now Ant Glizzy going to clubs in DC. He ain't even throw no money. He went in there and threw 21s and then posted on YouTube how he took all the ones. Who the fuck goes into a club, right? Buys 1,000 ones, right, on his birthday, right? And only throw 21s and leave with that clubs. You got to buy ones and take them out that club.
How you know for sure that he only threw 21s though?
Because he talked about it on Instagram. I mean on YouTube, it's a video on YouTube about it. He said this again, I ain't even throw no money. I'm like, man, fuck that. So you went in the club for nothing. But you did it to prove a point to me, like, cause I said, nigga, you borrowed from the city. And he wanted to prove a point to me.
Oh, you borrowed him from the city?
Did I? I told him he borrowed. On live, I said, nigga, you borrowed. Don't bring your ass to this city.
Now, when you borrow somebody from the city, like, what that mean though? Like, they just can't.
That mean you bring your ass in this city, I'm coming to see you. I'm the boogeyman. And he realized the hard way that I popped up on his ass like a jack in the box. You know what I mean? But the nigga had, he said it on the live. He said it on the live right after. He said, yeah, Big Syke see how militant I move. You can't move militant without the military. And that nigga had military. That nigga had shit set up. Listen, when they seen me and they seen him, they take the street off. Couldn't nobody get down that street no more.
Now, being that you saying that he is moving the way he moving, he does have security, would you still like risk getting through security just to get to him, or? Because
you know what, I'm looking at Shy. When I go out with Shy, he got regular dudes as security. You know what I'm saying? Like the men, right? I go out with my brother, I go out with Trail, Fat Trail. Fat Trail security are the men. Like there are no police officers. So I mixed apples and oranges, and I'm thinking that he like that. The whole time, this nigga got real, and mind you, y'all got to mind yourself, right? You talking to somebody that has been accused. You talking to somebody that's been accused of multiple homicides. You talking to somebody, I'm doing an interview right now. You talking to somebody that has been accused of multiple homicides. You talking about somebody that since I was young, I've been known for violence. I'm in the system. for being a violent, over-aggressive, so once he made known that I might be there to his security detail, they was gonna call their co-workers and their fellow law enforcement agents, and they was gonna label that as a threat, because I am truly, on black and white, in the system, Psycho is a threat. You see what I'm saying? So they wasn't gonna play with me. So what happened at their club was, they did a sweep of the street before I got there. They was doing the sweep of the street. Anybody that was at that club that night, the police went car to car, up and down that street. As I got there, they was still going car to car, looking in the cars, looking every car that was parked on the street. The police did a sweep of the cars out there.
Was they looking for you, or they were just doing a regular sweep?
I was in the cut, like I was trying to blend in with the homeless, but I'm watching them. So now I don't know if they was looking for me. I don't know, but I knew that anybody that was at that club that night, y'all go ask security, whoever, they was doing a sweep of the street to make sure, because the motherfucking agent was coming through. You see what I'm saying? So when this Agent Glizzy coming through, right?
Agent Glizzy? Who was Agent Glizzy?
The motherfucker they sworn to protect. He's a motherfucking agent.
For real?
Ant Glizzy, right? Knows I have black and white paperwork with docket numbers, case numbers, and everything. But it's everybody knows it. They used Ant Glizzy's live in my son's uncle's trial. You see what I'm saying? Both of them. His lives, his Instagrams. I have police statements saying that they asked her, who is Ant Glizzy? She said Ant Glizzy, she said his real name, Anthony Evans. She said she watches his lives, and this is how she gets affiliations, and she can label associations, and she get viable information, where she get viable information from, right? Ant Glizzy knowing this, he goes on his lives and talk about criminal activities that have not been properly adjudicated in the courts yet. You see what I'm saying? They have not been, these people are just recently getting locked up or haven't even been locked up yet. And he talks about criminality or allegations like he did with Shy. Shy was going through with that broad. He goes on there talking about, he know he did it. He taught me how to do it, right? Talking about drugging females, right? He did that to Shy. Look what he did to Taliban Glizzy. Look what he did to little Taliban. Man, they just went down there and they robbed them stores and they did all this, and a few weeks later Taliban get locked up for this shit. You know what I'm saying? This is what he does, man. You know what I mean? So if I got black and white proof, right? They've got case numbers and everything that he's running from and trying to change the subject about, right? Then how is it possible that you can call him anything other than an agent when there are police and federal officers saying that we rely on Ant Glizzy's lives to retain information and to connect affiliations? What is it? What is it? If you know that the FBI are using your lives to talk and expecting you to talk about shit that they building cases for, and you continuously do it, what are you? You know what I'm saying? Like, I understand if it's already out there, or these cases already been talked about. That's just like yesterday, he talked about Aunt Candy. I mean, the other day, the life story of Aunt Candy and Juju and Gene, right? He on there telling personal experiences that them people confided in, trusted them with, right? Aunt Candy is in court. You see what I'm saying? Trying to get his time back. And you on there incriminating him with shit that them people ain't even indict. That shit that them people didn't even know about. And then you lying. You know what I'm saying? Then you lying. You don't even know Candy. Ain't never been around Candy. But you on there talking about, Aunt Candy, he over there doing this in the club. You was never in no club with Candy. You know what I'm saying? Candy never, and you said it, you played football and sports with his little brothers. And then when Candy came home, Candy wouldn't even looked at you like you was a little retarded little kid. You know what I mean? And you like shawty, like, oh man. His little brothers took a liking to him, but he like now was able to put a face. I was able to put a face to the name and all the stories I heard about Ant Cannon. But like, shawty, like, when the fuck you ever go to a club or you can show a picture or anything that you was actually around Cannon or one of his co-defendants? You can't. You know what I mean? But he on there incriminating that man again. You know, it's crazy, man. It's sad, man. And like, that was my celly before I left the feds. You know what I mean? I sat in the cell 3 years for Cannon, man. You know what I'm saying? I knew Cannon since Oak Hill, since we were kids. You know what I'm saying? So for me to see a dude that I know don't know Cannon, don't know nothing about his situation, that's like, okay, I ain't never saying Cannon was an angel. You know what I mean? None of us are. You know what I'm saying? You know, and everybody know who Cannon is. But at the end of the day, I know for a fact that the government trumped these cases up, because I know for a fact that there are, man, do you know that Cannon is locked up right now for shit that, because every robbery that went on Cannon, they said Cannon had a mask on. Do you know, because they said it resembled his body frame, that's why Cannon got charged with those other cases, man? They said that he got a ski mask, and then he had whoever the other people were, they had puffy coats. But they said because it resembled his body frame. How the fuck you see a body frame with a puffy coat on? But like I say, Cannon got locked up for them alleged robberies. And at the time, just like with me, when the government is trying to close a case, or they trying to meet their quota to say, yeah, we got people as suspects, we done this, we closed this case, the government will find somebody, right, like Cannon, that they can say, okay, we got us a robber, we got us an armed robber, we got us, a person that was in these areas robbing. And guess what they'll do? Let's see if we can put the rest of these cases on them, just to close these cases. And majority of them cases Cannon got caught up on, the government was just trying to close their case and meet that quota of lockups and be able to tell people we solved these crimes. You know what I mean? They ain't got no man. And so to hear this boy like make it seem like Cannon was just this big terrorist running around doing all this shit, he ain't no angel. But at the end of the day, you don't know that man's situation. You don't even know that man for you to even be speaking on that man. You know what I mean? Wow, nigga.